Happy New Year to everyone and Merry Armenian Christmas, which from what I understand is tomorrow. I'm here to introduce what I call Classcraft 2.0. 2.0, if you work in a digital world, you know it's like the next version or it's the updated version of something. So when you do updates on apps or games or something like that, they call it 2.0 version. I'm going to go through the different steps so that you understand what to expect, and this is so that I don't take time out of class on Tuesday and we can just get right into what we're doing. So, prizes. This is a points competition, not an XP competition. Points are based on a variety of things, which you'll see on the next couple of pages. This runs for the entire third quarter, and team points or teams earn points by working together, by doing things individually. And again, you'll see the different aspects on the next couple of slides. But again, it's not in the form of XP. You still will be earning XP as we're going, but for doing certain things, your team will earn points. The team that earns the most points by the end of the third quarter will earn a dropped test for the third quarter. Dropped test can include an essay because it's dropped the lowest grade within the test and essay category. The winning team on the last day will also get to share a plate of brownies, and that is my brownies. If you've Petit and Sose have had my brownies and they understand how good my brownies are. Individually, though, on top of the team competition, individually, if you earn 10,000 XP throughout the quarter, which is the equivalent of 5 levels, you will drop a quiz for quarter 3. I will take screenshots of the beginning XP, as in like where you are currently right now, once I put in the new teams. I have not set up the new teams yet because I wanted to get the video out first, and I wanted the video to introduce the teams, not the changes in Classcraft. So the changes to Classcraft probably won't happen until tomorrow, as in Sunday. Once that happens, as soon as I've input that information, I will take screenshots, and then any XP on top of that you can start using. I have also will offer random coupons during the competition for little side things that we are doing. Now, to earn points, you have this huge list of things. If your entire team is seated and ready to go at the beginning of class, your team will earn 1 point. It's not 1 point per person, it's 1 point. If your entire team watched the videos, including this video, that's 1 point. We have many videos over the next 2 weeks because not only do we have Worldly Wise, but we also have grammar. And grammar, I think, is a series of 4 videos. So that's 6 videos, as in 6 points your team can earn. If you get an A on a test quiz or an essay, you will earn 1 point per person on your team that does it. So if all 5 of you do it, you get 5 points. If you read out loud during class, you get 1 point. There won't be much in the way of reading out loud for the first unit because it's graphic novels and we don't do much in the way of reading those. But when we do get to the reading, you will we'll go back to putting the sign-up sheet on the board. You walk in, you sign up your own name, not you and your teammates' names. If each team member participates during the class, your team will earn 1 point. You will still get the 60 XP for this, but if all 5 of you do this, you will earn 1 point. There will be a weekly challenge on Wednesdays. This will probably happen toward the end of class, and it will vary week to week what the team challenge is, and the top 2 teams will earn points. On top of that, if we are playing like a Kahoot, a Quizlet, a Quizzes, or something like that, and you come in the top 3 in that game, then you will earn points according to your place. And you're starting to notice that students' names are next to these. This means that they suggested it and it made it into the game, and if they suggested it, they earned an extra point already for their team. If you made the vocabulary video, you earn 2 points for your team. Duro already made the video, so you'll notice his points at the end. If you level up, you make 2 points. If you win a duel, you make a point. If your entire team makes flashcards, your entire team earns 2 points. It's not 2 points per person, but I want to let you know that flashcards are no longer required. If you make them, it is gold for turning it in early, and it is, if your entire team does it, it is the 2 points, but it will no longer be required as part of your grade for the Wordly Wise at the end of the week. If you bring in your 25 box tops sometime during the quarter, you will get 2 points, and if you complete a quest, you will get 2 points. There will actually be a quest having to do with grammar, and that's part of why I included it. Now, how to lose points. If you were late to class, you lose a point. You also lose Classcraft points, but your team loses a point for your team as well. If you're not prepared for class, this is Petik's. This was actually several people's suggestion, but because Petik was the first one to suggest it, he gets the points for it, or the point for it. This is aimed at people like Greg, who like to forget their books, who like to go to their lockers to get things. If you need to go to your locker to get it, it will not only cost you Classcraft points, but it will also cost your team a point. If each person, for each person who does not watch the videos, you lose a point. So you earn a point if everyone watches it, but if someone on your team doesn't watch it, not only do you not earn the point, you lose points. So it's imperative that you're encouraging each other to do the homework. If anyone on your team dies, it's 3 points. You can earn back those points, but I won't cross off negative points. Tatiana came up with this one. I thought this was really cool. I already had insulting someone, but I like how she worded this, so I gave her the points. Insulting or disrespecting a classmate, a teacher, Shakespeare, etc. So basically anything, but I love the fact that she included Shakespeare. If you lose a duel, you lose a point. And if your entire team does not have a pet equipped for the pet powers on Wednesday, you lose a point. So you not only do you lose the option of having the pet power because you're not equipped, so you don't get the benefit of the power, but you're also going to lose 1 point if someone on your team doesn't have it. And if you score below a C on a test or a quiz, you get -1 point. Now, I do have a change in powers. I like this idea. Instead of dodge the event, Kami came up with this idea called double the event. This is a gamble, okay? This is a new healer power, and like I said, it's replacing it. And it's a gamble because you have to decide before the random event is chosen if you want to do this. And if you do this, you as the healer are choosing for your entire team to double the effect of the event, whether they are positive or negative. So if it's earn 200 XP, you earn 400 XP instead. If it's die, then it's double die. So you might have 2 consequences to pay. The cost of this is 15 action points, but because you were helping your whole team, you were also earning 75 experience points. During Dodge the Event, I took off the XP, but during this one, I am allowing it to be there. And again, this change will go in as soon as I make the changes tomorrow morning or Sunday morning. Okay, preferences and shield. If by Tuesday before class starts you email me this information and come to class with the last thing, then you will earn your team 3 points. If you do this by Wednesday, you will only get 1 point. If you do it after Wednesday, you're not getting points. You need to come together with your team, and you need to come up with a new name, and you need to email that to me, and you need to email me any character changes. These will need to be approved. If your team has one of everything already, I am not going to be very good at approving things. I think there's actually only one team that has that might require changes. All other teams might not need changes. But when you email me and you ask for character changes or request character changes, put in a reasoning there if your reasoning is beyond the fact that you're missing a healer or you're missing a mage or you're missing a warrior. Okay? So keeping that in mind. So like if you have 3 of one thing, I will more than likely let you probably change one of those. The last thing is to not email this to me, but I want you to bring this in on Tuesday. Someone on your team, using your new team name, needs to design a shield or an emblem, and this can be hand-drawn or printed, and it should be no bigger than a piece of computer paper. So one thing I like to use an example is if someone from the previous, if the previous teams did one, so like if we have the Powerpuff Girls, they might have the name Powerpuff Girls as part of their emblem, but then also have pictures of the Powerpuff Girls, as in like the idea of the actual, like print out a picture of the girls. If it was the Corleone family, maybe printing out a picture of the Godfather or something with relation to that. Okay, one more thing about the idea of changing characters. If your character changes, you are losing all of your pets, and your pets will all have to be retrained. So the -1 point for your pets will only not happen for the first 2 weeks, because I know that you don't have a pet, but you should have at least your level 1 pet within 2 weeks. The other thing that happens when you change characters is that any money that you spent on outfits is refunded to you, so you can then use that money to buy the new outfits in the new character so you can have the pets right away, which means you might be training 7, 8, 9, 10 pets at the same time. But again, that must be approved. Okay, teams. The team names or the team numbers are listed here. This is the first 2 teams, and noticing that there are already numbers next to the teams, and that's how many points your team already has. And that's because you filled out the Classcraft 2.0 survey to request the new teams. That is because you participated in the challenge I did a couple days ago. And because the suggestions you made for the game are already in there. You notice that Droz says 5. That's because I already put in the 2 points for the video, because you already turned in the video, which will be posted on Monday. Now, I tried very hard to give everyone the team that they wanted, and I tried very hard to give people at least 1 to 2 people that they wanted. But that was difficult because there was a huge imbalance in some of the teams, as well as 1 or 2 people who, 2 people who didn't even turn in forms. So this is keeping this in mind. These are the first 2 teams, and these are the last 2 teams. Okay. Team 4 has a lot of work to do in the sense of they're going to have to rein in Taro and Auden. But I know that the other 3 members can handle that and push them and get them moving, especially when there's a dropped test as a motivation point. And just because that team has 5 and that team has 13 so far doesn't mean they're out of the running, okay, or that the 13 points is in there. So keeping that in mind is important. Okay, so you know what changes you need to make, what you need to turn into me, and I will see you guys on Tuesday, and hopefully I will get some emails from you by then. Have a great Christmas, and I will see you on Tuesday.